Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. Buenos dias, damas y caballeros. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sung-Hoon Kim, and I'll be your host for this event. I'd like to welcome all of you to ICAO SkyTalks 40th Assembly Edition. Over the next 2 weeks, we have 68 SkyTalk presentations for you, ranging from gender to environment to legislation. Please make sure to go to our YouTube site on our ICAO channel to view all of these presentations. Now, for those who have questions, I'd like to remind you after the presentation to step up here to the mic and fire away. Now, today is day 2, session number 3, and we continue on our topic of big data analysis. Today's presentation is by Ruviana Zimmerman, Associate Analyst Officer, and the title is SIMS, Safety Information Management Monitoring Systems, Connecting Data to Build Safety Intelligence. Would you please welcome Ruviana Zimmerman.
Hello, thank you, Kim. Welcome, everyone. I'm happy to see you here, almost a full room. And thank you also those that are joining us online. So my presentation today is about SIMS, connecting data to build safety intelligence. Now, some data scientists say that data is the new gold, and others there's the saying as well that data is the new oil. A fact is that we are generating data by even breathing. And we cannot deny the value of data in aviation sector, neither in our daily lives. Now, recently, a few weeks ago, I was checking a few stuff regarding to data, and I found a fascinating picture, and I thought I should share this picture with you all. So, imagine this. Even our K9 friend here is starting to realize the importance of data in order to make informed decisions. Now let's get back to aviation sector. Air traffic is expected to double in the next decade. While this will mean opportunities for the economies of states, this as well will bring challenges to the aviation sector for us who are in this sector. Some questions that might arise are like, how can we maintain and improve safety when traffic is increasing? In the aviation sector, we are creating billions of data on a daily basis. With the traffic to increase, this is not going to be less. No way. Now, some say that the fuel of aviation is data, or the fuel for safety is data. The other way is that actually the value of safety data, it's limited to its effectiveness. And I should repeat this again. The value of safety data is limited to its effectiveness. We can capture the value of safety data only by properly collecting, storing, organizing, and analyzing this data. I had the opportunity recently as well to speak to a few civil aviation authorities. And common challenges that were mentioned by them are those that you can see here on the screen. I will not go into detail on each one of them, but I want to touch down on lack of automation. Lack of automation is where the state indicate not having any system in place to process and analyze their data. Yet, they are collecting data on a daily basis, and the amount of data that they are collecting keeps increasing. Data governance as well was mentioned as one issue. The lack of policies, lack of procedures, Who manages the data? Who has access? To what extent do they have access to the data? Now, what was curious is that almost everyone, probably summing up all these, mentioned the limited resources. Lack of resources, whether it is in human, finance, or technology. Now, I'm sure some of you here might relate to those challenges that I showed. And as a decision maker, you might ask yourself, how can we process and analyze collected data when resources are limited? Now, on the ICAO end, and within the initiative of No Country Left Behind, we have, and as well on the request of states, we have designed the so-called Safety Information Monitoring System. SIMS is basically a web-based application which facilitates the processing and analysis of safety data for states. It promotes the cooperation among states and industry for the monitoring of safety performance. Now, within the concept of SIMS, it is that the state and the service provider can connect on one single platform. SIMS resides on the ICAO Secure Portal, and then the state and the service provider can connect their data, which basically we process the data and transform it in meaningful information, which they can use for the monitoring of safety performance indicators and to work in a collaborative way to safety improvement on a continuous basis. Of course, while you're monitoring, within the concept of SIMS, you're able as well to identify hazards, current hazards, and eventually emerging risks, and mitigate those safety risks. What I personally like within the SIMS concept is the fact that the state can opt to share safety information. This will give the state more insight on data that are safety information that they can use to make better decisions, and as well use this to improve safety. Now, for the processing, SIMS, as I said, SIMS is a web-based system and it facilitates the processing. Data input that we have on SIMS at the moment is basically we are using ADS-B data, and this comes from third parties that we have agreement with. And as well, the other input is data that is provided by the states together with their service providers. This data is processed in SIMS. We use algorithms, so there's no human intervention in the processing of the data. Of course, at the end, the result or the outcome is the indicators that you can use for the monitoring of your safety performance. Now, I will do like a little case study. I'm not sure to even call it a case study, but let's see here on the screen. Airspace monitoring is one of the applications that we have on SIMS. And basically what you see here is processed ADS-B data into information. You see here the airspace of Panama, and the lines, the green lines, are basically in and out traffic, crossing traffic within this airspace, in and out. Now, one of the indicators that we have on SIMS is TCAS alerts. My question now to you is, I show you here, in the zone A, what I call, yes, in this case zone A, we have detected 5 alerts, or 5 TCAS alerts. In zone B, around here, there are other 5 alerts detected. My question to you, where is the risk higher? I can just ask you, where is the risk higher? And probably right now you will be thinking where it is and trying to answer this question. while in fact, what you have here is limited information. So this information, what it should do with you is to trigger your curiosity in order to learn more about the situation and further draw knowledge, get the understanding of the situation, and eventually build up to have the safety intelligence to make a data-driven decision. So that's what I wanted to illustrate, but I'm sure that when you see this, you are prompt to choose whether it's A or B. And you can do that, and it can be for discussion later on whether it's A or B, where the risk is higher. Monitoring of TCAS alerts and SIMS, actually why we are doing it, it is in line with the Global Aviation Safety Plan, which is going to be endorsed during the assembly. And the plan has added or identified one additional high-risk category. This is the mid-air collision. So the TCAS alerts are used to prevent mid-air collisions, and it's the less defense of a pilot in order to prevent mid-air collisions or near mid-air collisions. So on SIMS, we will have then, of course, the indicators which you as a state can use for national monitoring, even a regional level, and eventually, when we have enough data, we can do it at the global level. We are using a map to visualize the different hotspots. So one of the other applications that we have on SIMS is the ramp inspection. The ramp inspection, for those of you who are not familiar with ramp inspections is when a state conducts an inspection on a third country when it lands on its airport. So we have this application here on SIMS, and we know that states do collect the data of their inspection. They have most probably a database to store this. Now, even some regions have like a centralized database. However, these databases are not connected. They are not linked to provide or to facilitate the sharing of safety information regarding to ramp inspection. So as a state, by joining the ramp inspection application on SIMS, you're able to monitor ramp inspection. Currently, it is within your own regional aviation safety group. This, of course, will give you insights on your own operators, which you can, of course, use the indicator that we have on the application for the monitoring of performance. At the decision level, you can do that, or at the inspector level, you can use it for risk-based surveillance, because the application is taking a risk-based surveillance approach, and you can, of course, use this to prioritize your inspections and therefore use your resources more effectively. The application is currently at the regional level, so it is per regional aviation safety group region. However, our aim, or we envision, to have a global ramp inspection sharing application. So SIMS has more applications. We have applications in the area of runway safety, approach monitoring, occurrences, etc. SIMS is a continuous work in progress. We look forward to have more indicators, more applications, but this is possible with the contribution of you as a state. So far, we have over 400 users in SIMS and over 60 states that have access to SIMS at this point. As you can see from the map, basically the Pan American region is covered. And we are, of course, looking forward to cover the other regions as well. Therefore, we here encourage you to join SIMS and use this system. To become a participant of SIMS, I here highlight basically 4 steps, really high level. There are more steps, of course, involved, but for this presentation, I'll show you the main steps. You start by sending an email to SIMS. You will receive then a letter from your assigned regional office. You, as a state, respond to that letter with your focal points, and that includes then the focal points of your service providers, if they are participating in SIMS. Next, or finally, you will be able to start monitoring safety performance after you have transferred or provided data. Of course, the key is to have available data in order to produce the indicators. We are not only providing the platform. Besides the platform, we have started to give and had already some successful workshops about SIMS, or SIMS workshops, basically. And these workshops are aimed to provide you as a state or your staff or the participants within SIMS with the knowledge on data collection and processing. Besides that, we have hands-on exercises where you're able to learn to define or develop application indicators, setting targets for safety management, building dashboards on your own, etc. Of course, for this, we use the SIMS applications, and then you get the practical experience on how to work with the applications for the analysis and monitoring of safety events. Now, basically concluding on my presentation, SIMS supports you. SIMS is for you as a state, so it supports you. We use SIMS, or you as a state use SIMS for the identification of hazards and risks, as I mentioned before. As I said, it supports you. So once you have access and you're able to connect and provide data and start the monitoring, it goes to the monitoring of the safety performance. Sometimes you might not have indicators defined already. That is no problem. If you don't have indicators, we have some indicators already on SIMS. And in addition, as I mentioned during the workshops, we can help you to develop indicators. Another part is that SIMS is web-based, of course, and it then resolves the need for you to have like an in-house system. If currently you do not have a system, you can then use SIMS for this and provide your data on that platform. You will have access to your own data, and if you opt to, you can share this within your region. ICAO promotes the data-driven decision-making approach. So, of course, the applications on SIMS, we facilitate this and promote this as well. Before I leave, I want to leave you with this quote: together we commit, together we achieve. Well, it takes a step, right? So let's take that step together in connecting data to build safety intelligence to ensure that no country is left behind. Thank you.
If there are any questions, please step up to the mic.
If there are no pressing questions, you can always send us an email at sims@icao.int. I will be in the back with my cards as well if you need to contact me. Oh, sorry, we have a question.
Hi. Thanks for your presentation. Could you explain a little bit of what the difference is between iStars and SIMS?
Okay, yes. iStars basically, both platforms are on the ICAO Secure portal. That's similar. However, the main difference is that the data that we have on iStars are mainly data collected by ICAO. So, and the data that we have on SIMS is data collected by state or from the state, and as well other data such as ADSB data. On iStars, everyone can sign up on iStars. It's basically public, almost public. The difference then again with SIMS is that not everyone will have access to SIMS. Only the participants, only the approved users have access to that safety information. Yes.
Thank you. Just to follow up. So when you're part of SIMS, and as SIMS, you said, it continues to develop and grow and change, and of course the data sources could become new. The different methods of doing analytics could change.
Correct.
How is all that sort of communicated or notified to all of the folks that participate in SIMS?
Well, one way that we do it is, as I mentioned, the workshops that we provide. But for example, right now we have a very, let's say, a good communication with the different participants where we have like teleconferences. The regional officers are involved with the states and the participants. So the communication goes with the regional officers, the workshops that we offer, and as well information can be put on our SIMS website.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, if that's all, thank you, Ruviana.
Thank you.
Okay.